Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming out for the morning briefing for Thursday, April 19th. My name's Brant Porter. I'm Public Information Officer for Rocky Mountain Area Type 2 Incident Management Team Black. This morning, we're going to have three speakers for you. Mark Hatcher, the Incident Commander for Team Black, Jim Chanel, the El Paso County Deputy Fire Warden, as well as Bill Fortune from the American Red Cross. I'll ask everybody to hold their questions until the speakers are done, and at that point we'll give you guys an opportunity to answer some questions. First up, Incident Commander Mark Hatcher.
Good morning. This morning at exactly 6 a.m., Rocky Mountain Incident Management Team Black assumed management of this incident. Yesterday's weather allowed a lot of excellent work to be done, with approximately 60% of the fire being contained. We hope, with winds staying low this morning, to continue that work and strengthen those lines and continue working around the fire, extending the containment lines. Approximately 150 various pieces of equipment will be on the line today. That includes fire engines, road graders, dozers. We have approximately 300 people on the line, and in case of wind or if we get new movement with the fire, we hope to have those resources we can move around to wherever needed. Fort Carson continues to have three to four helicopters available in case we need it. There are two large air tankers in the area, one in Pueblo and one in Denver, that will be available also. That's all I have.
Jim.
My name is Jim Chanel. It's S-C-H-A-N-E-L, Fire Management Officer for El Paso County Sheriff. We were the first people on scene for this fire, and obviously it was of some complexity with what we had going on, with structures being burned and some evacuations and some rescues. We were able to contain the fire, and fortunately we have great partnerships with both state and regional and federal resources. We're fortunate to have this team come in and help us here in El Paso County, and I think this is going to be something we're going to see more often than not, unfortunately, with the drought we've been in and the fire history we have here. So this is going to become pretty commonplace, but these relationships have been fostered. It's a positive thing for our county and our community, and just look forward to working with these people today and the days moving forward and in the future. So with that, any questions?
We're expecting high winds today. That's going to be a big concern. What are your plans to address that?
Yeah, it's going to be a red flag day again today, which means high winds. Expected winds are 30 to 35 miles an hour, maybe gusts that are higher, low humidities. Again, we want the public to be vigilant with what they do outside. We're in a stage 2 burn ban. That means no outside burning at all, of any form. So please be vigilant about that, and if you see anybody, please remind them of the burn ban we're in. Further answer your question is that we have resources in place all over the county and outside the county. Air tankers, the MMA, which is a state aircraft that can detect heat signatures so we can get on a fire right away. We have, the team is here. We have resources from literally all over the nation here to help us, and so if we do have additional fires in our area, we can respond to them really quickly, so we have a good resource group in place.
On that same note, when you guys are thinking about this morning, looking at those winds, are you taking that map and sort of hypothesizing where the winds are going to push the fire? How does that work? Absolutely.
We have planners. We have a meteorologist. We have fire behavior analysts. We have experts that we work with in conjunction with the firefighters. So we do predictive services. We can predict where a fire is going to go, where most likely it's going to travel, and that's how we pre-plan for it. Once the fire starts, of course, we react to it, but we do a lot of work ahead of time predicting where it's going to go and how it's going to behave. We have a good idea, flame lengths, how much spotting is going to happen, how big the smoke column is going to be, how it's going to impact the community. So we do that pre-planning both on a long-term scale, year-round, and then on a short-term frame, like a fire day like today. We look at just the local indices and we plan for it. That's why we have all these resources here.
Where do you foresee the wind possibly pushing the fire today, this afternoon?
The winds are coming out of will be coming out of the west and the southwest. So it would be, if the fire does get some energy, it would burn to the east and northeast. But that area of the fire has been contained and held in check. So I would defer to the team, but I don't expect any fire behavior to go that direction. I think we got a pretty good handle on it. We planned for that ahead of time. We knew which direction the wind was coming. That's the area of the fire we concentrated on, that side. And so the leeward side, we called, the fire would burn back into itself. So that's, I mean, get a little technical, but it's, if you can understand that, the biggest threat the fire had, we took care of first.
The tankers that were filling up in Pueblo yesterday, have they been released yet? I heard that.
No, we have a heavy air tanker up at Jeffco, and then we have another one down south. One of the issues you got to remember, though, our local airports can't necessarily, like the super tanker, can't take that heavy an aircraft, so we have to go out of the area to get the slurry, the red stuff that we drop, and then bring it back. So there's some delay with that. The tankers we have here right now drop water and some retardant, and we have one up at Jeffco, and then we have one down south at Pueblo. But they're not there all year round, so you got to understand, we have them here just because of our fire indices.
Is the Colorado Type 2 team going to be actively helping again today?
Absolutely. That was the Instant Commander just spoke to you. They're going to be here until they feel that this fire is no threat to the communities. That could be a few days. We don't know if we're going to get snow or not. But his group of people are really good at what they do, and they will not leave until that fire is no threat. So you can be rest assured of that.
I know Sheriff Elder yesterday said that the likelihood of using the super tanker was pretty low just because of the nature of it's a grass fire versus a forest fire. Is that still the case?
Yeah, everything has a tactical application, and that wasn't the best tool to use for this type of fire. So we used the best tools, and look what we did. We got it pretty well stopped. So, just like a physician, you go to a physician for different ailments. Different fires require different tactics, different equipment, and so that has a specific use, but it wasn't appropriate for this fire.
And how many crews do you have out on the ground today? I mean, yesterday, I don't know if there's a total number you guys have.
Yeah, I'll defer to IC.
The question was, how many crews do we have?
Exactly. Any estimate that you could
Well,
give us?
we have 3 hand crews. One is currently here, a Juniper Valley crew with 10. Then we have 2 hotshot crews that will be arriving this morning from the southwest area. And so a total of just the 3 crews.
Can you talk a little bit about why you guys brought in the hot shots and what they would hypothetically do?
Well, there's a portion of the fire that has the type of kind of a sandy soil, so that fire engines cannot drive that country. They get stuck. So the hand crews will be coming in to be used in that country, and then also in the cottonwood draws where there's lots of trees and stumps and other stuff that keeps the fire kind of burning, or hot spots as we would call it, and then they will be utilized in that to go through, walk through, check it all out, dig out anything that is a threat to the line.
Where are there actually still flames right now? Do you know?
I would say that right this moment there's probably not any real flames, other than it's smoldering in duff and grass and leaves and other litter. So it's just, when will that pop up? And that's what the crews and the engines will be working on all day, trying to find that along the edge of the fire and take care of it before it becomes a problem.
Now, 41,000 acres is a lot of land. We're looking at the maps. Can you tell us, are there hot spots accumulating in certain areas more than others?
Well, with the use of the states, what they're calling their multi-mission aircraft. That has infrared technology on it that can actually pinpoint where those hot spots are, and we utilize that data and can get it out to the ground crews, and then they know where those spots are. But a lot of it is just what we'd call grunt work, that it's the people that are out there walking it. They actually get down and feel it in places, so they are looking for it and then work it out once they find that.
Are there any updates on like livestock losses or pet losses?
We do not have any updates on that. That would be with the sheriff's office to get that.
Yeah, small animals, there is some loss, and we're doing the inventory on that. We're still currently talking to the homeowners who've been evacuated and lost property. I can't give you exact number of pets, but there has been some pets lost. As far as cattle, there is some cattle loss as well, and we're working with a local rancher with that. He's doing inventory today, so I could get you exact number, but there was some loss of cattle and pets both.
And what about homes?
Right now it's 23 structures. Some of them were vacant, and because they've been burned to the ground, we're identifying which ones were inhabited at the time and which ones weren't. It looks probably like it was 17 that families actually lost their home, and the others were vacated, or it might have been a temporary structure that people lived in, just part of the year. So we're determining that, but we know 17 that people lived in were destroyed.
And are there any sort of mandatory evacuations still in place, or how has that been handled?
There is still a mandatory evacuation. The perimeter of the fire and then the interior of the fire is still not safe. And although some of the families did get back in and repopulate, we're trying to keep it secure from people coming back in until the firefighters can render it safe, make sure that it's safe for the community to go back in. You gotta understand, when this burns like this, it does a lot of damage not only to the structures but the environment as well. And we want to make sure when people go back in, it's safe for them to walk around and have their kids there, and pets and animals. So it is not a safe place to be right now, and there's still a lot of hot spots. They're trying to put them all out. But with a wind event today, this fire could kick up very easily. So it's still a working incident, and it seems benign right now, but it's really not. It's still an unsafe situation.
Do you have any idea on a number of how many evacuees are still stranded?
No, it was chaotic the first day, and people scattered, and the perimeter of the fire has a lot of access and egress roads coming in and out. And the sheriff's department, in the first few hours, we were doing strictly evacuations. We couldn't even do any kind of perimeter control or keeping people from it. And so there was a lot of accessing in and out for the first 24 hours. So to answer your question, we really don't have a good number, and I wouldn't even want to guess.
Maybe all three of you can speak to this, or who's ever best, but I'm just wondering about sort of firefighter morale right now. It's day 3, people were sleeping, outside, on the ground, wherever, and it seems like they're still charging ahead.
Well, I'm still actively a firefighter, so as I see. From a firefighter standpoint, this is our given profession. We love doing this, so morale is high. We don't love what's happened to the community, obviously, but it's our way of contributing, so it's good morale. But on the other side, you ask me this in August or September at the end of a long season when people are tired and worn out, probably have a different answer. But early in the season like this, morale is high, and we're happy to be here.
Sheriff Elder mentioned yesterday the matted grass was a problem. What do you expect some of the challenges to be today?
So we're early in the spring, and if you've lived here in Colorado for a long time, the grass grows real high all through the year, and then during the winter months it goes dormant and lays flat from rains and snows and just collapse. And then the new grass growing underneath comes up. Well, this year, in the past years, we've had some rains and a lot of heavy grass has grown, and it's collapsed on top of the new grass trying to push up through. So we got this carpet, if you will, of really thick brown dead grass, and that's been our main fire problem, is that when that gets burning in high winds, it puts really long flames out like a giant campfire. And so what the challenges are is for us to go fight that fire, the radiant heat is so hot it's hard for firefighters to get close to it. So that's the challenges we have. As the year gets later into the spring, then the green grass comes through, and then we get a little window there where the fire behavior isn't as extreme. But right now, we have all that dead, dormant grass that's burning, and that's our problem.
Who should they call?
So call the sheriff's department, call the police department if you see somebody, just so we can make a check on it. If you see smoke, this is the critical thing. If you see any smoke, please call 911 because our fire rates of spread have been so high. We just need to get firefighters there as soon as we can. So call 911 and even don't doubt yourself. Call right away and let us decide if it's a real fire or not.
Good morning. My name is Bill Fortune. I'm with the American Red Cross. I have a couple of announcements. First of all, the shelter that we have at Fountain Valley Baptist Church, that'll be closing today at noon. There's been nobody that has needed shelter at the church, so we decided that we can pull our resources out and make them available for other needs. You can still get support from the American Red Cross. And we're urging people, especially those that have had their homes that are destroyed or heavily damaged that need support directly and immediately, to call our casework hotline. And that phone number is 719-785-2768. And that will get you in direct contact with one of our caseworkers. We'll start the process then to make sure that you have what you need. And we're still having difficulties with people coming forward that need our support, but we're ready to support them if that need arises. The recovery process will begin, of course, once the fire is contained and we can work with the county and with other agencies. We've already activated the Colorado Volunteer Organizations Active in Disaster. It's called KOAA. We've already activated them in terms of the recovery process. I know that the people in El Paso County are very generous, and they're going to want to bring items that might help those that have lost everything. We're asking them to wait. We hope later this afternoon we'll have an announcement as to where they can bring items that they feel would be useful. We'll also have a list of items that we feel that are needed so that the people can have that opportunity to help those that are in need in our county. We'll be looking for a news release later on today with that kind of information. Also follow us on Twitter at COWY Red Cross, and that's where we'll put the latest updated information first. We're also providing information through our blog and on Facebook. So for Red Cross information, that's how you're going to get it from us. But the key things to draw from this is that the shelter will be closing at noon, but services from the American Red Cross are still available. And I want to repeat that phone number for people to call, 719-785-2768. And that will get you directly in line with a caseworker, and we can start helping you out. Please call us. We think it's important for people to start their recovery process as soon as possible, and we have a lot of resources available for them. Any questions?
How are you guys dealing with, I know there's multiple fires burning throughout Colorado, and
Yes.
I think still one in Wyoming.
Yes.
How are you guys managing that?
That's what we do. The American Red Cross is well staffed. We're 90% volunteers, and those volunteers are ready to go at a moment's notice. Of course, we want to make sure that we've got the right people in the right place. We've been training all spring, trying to make sure that people are ready to go, and we're pretty confident. But we have been extremely busy with respect to the wildfires around the region. We handle both Colorado and Wyoming, and then we're also handling every individual home fire that occurs. And that has been a bit of an extreme uptick recently, especially with the strong winds. We also helped some families in Wyoming that were dealing with high wind damage. Actually, wind blew the roofs off their homes, so we've been working with them as well. So that's been a difficult thing. It's also, we're working down in the southeast with the fire down around Baca County, the southeast corner of the state. We have a shelter still available there, although there's not very many people that have taken advantage of it. But we'll still be down there working with them as well. So that's what the Red Cross does. That's what we do. We partner with a lot of people. You can see, especially yesterday, you can see the number of partners we've had. The Southern Baptists have been here feeding. Salvation Army has been great. They've been here feeding as well. There's a lot of internal partners that are working with us. As I said, we're working on the in-kind donation issue, trying to find a place for people to take those items that they want to donate. If other people want to help, I have not heard of any victims funds or anything like that.
They can always help the Red Cross or the other nonprofits to be ready for the next event. And they can go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to donate to the American Red Cross Disaster Relief Fund so that we're ready to help when another event occurs.
Can you repeat those numbers again for people to call if they need help?
That number for it's called our casework hotline for southeastern Colorado. It's 719-785-2768. And that'll get you directly in line with a caseworker to get some additional support. All right. Thank you very much.
So thank you all for coming out. For fire information, for folks who are seeking information on the fire specifically, we have a number set up, 719-428-5223. Again, that's 719-428-5223. And social media will continue to come through the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. If we're planning another press conference, all of that information will come out through social media to all of you. Thank you so much for coming out.